I'm going to share some very personal ways in which the book, The First 90 Days, made its impression on me. The first one I'd like to share is in no particular order. This is just like freestyling, sharing my heart, being authentic, being even vulnerable, right? The part of it was the concept of coming with the answer. You see, because I'm relatively experienced, I've read a lot of books, have a lot of theories, certifications, this and that. I have a tendency to come into a situation with what I feel is what people should do. Experience has taught me that that is always not always a very good way to approach problems. First of all, uh, people, you are not. I'm not the smartest person in the room. So why should I assume that people haven't already thought about what I'm thinking about? Why should I assume that people haven't tried so many things that any new thing you're bringing on board will be questioned very deeply or will be like another masquerade kind of thing? So I did have that tendency to come into a situation. Somebody narrates a problem the first day, or somebody talks about a situation in a meeting, and I just pop up and say, I have this bright idea. And Watkins says that is not a way to approach a new position. There is the period of learning that allows you to understand why things are the way they are before attempting to bring in your special answer to the situation. Another thing that struck me was learning culture and politics. So, as one rises on the ladder within the corporate ladder, if you like, he mentions that it's more important for you to learn politics, how to navigate your way, and culture, how people behave, what are the norms, unwritten value systems, rather than just assuming that this is all about performing well technically, right? So there's that aspect of culture, and sometimes you have to ask people questions. You have to speak to the human side of people in order to, really gain the advantage you need as a new leader. And remember, this is particularly to leaders in the corporate world, not just somebody who is typing code away as an IT person or otherwise. This is particularly to leaders. You need to influence, you need to create value in profound ways across the organization. So that aspect of politics and culture is an aspect that I really need to grow in, right? So that's another area of vulnerability. Then there is a third area, which is balance between family and work. So there's that notion that, look, everything is okay as long as you're performing well and bringing in the money and making your bosses happy. But I was very intrigued, right, by the example that Michael D. Watkins gave about a certain person who had to move from the US to Canada to take up a new role. His wife was also working. So they had the dilemma: do I move first, leave my family behind, have a split family across countries? How do we change the schools of these children without upsetting them too much? Am I going to find a good job for my wife? And so many other questions they had to answer. And the fundamental conclusion in the book about this scenario was that if you have a balanced home front, it's probably going to help you have also a balanced, a better performance in the workplace. And these are the areas that I think they struggle personally because of my personal situation. I tend to come with the answer. I am so much into the technicalities of the work rather than the humanities of it. And thirdly, there's some aspects of myself where I go overboard in the tilt between work and life, right? And that is those are important concepts.